Talking to the moon, I've got nobody else to tell my troubles to. And maybe he can tell me what I ought to do. Talking to the moon tonight.
Talking to the moon was always a big family favorite. It didn't matter how old you were or how young, all of the cousins, we all knew Talking to the Moon.
Take exit 142 toward Glen St. Lucie.
When you told me you wanted to do this, I got all through little boxes that I had put away. I just don't believe, I can't believe how long. And I thought I got everything out that I thought would be interesting to you.
That's awesome.
I was the first child.
Yeah.
For them to test well, I don't know.
You were
What
the-
does it say in the bottom there? It's for WCAU. But
Yeah. So you were the first child to like watch a television, or?
No. To test it. I was on the Horn and Hardart Children's Hour in Philadelphia. I was 3.5 years old when I went on that radio show. There was a singer, Kitty Callan, that was also on there. And she looked at me, she said, she should be called Dolores. I think we ought to call her Dolly Dimples. And that was the name I had for many years.
The man that hosted the Lorna and Hart's Children Hour was Ed McMahon, who's passed away, but he was a big, big name in the business. And I went up to him and I said, do you remember Dolly Dimples McVeigh? And he said, oh my God, of course I do.
I loved going to Yaya's house because Yaya just like filled me with so much like love and happiness, and I was fascinated with her. Like I think she is like actually like one of the coolest people I've ever met in my whole life.
Me too.
Chasey's I'll say twice a week at least. I'll just walk from room to room and look at my pictures because I cherish them.
There's you that looks like me again.
And that's it. That's a letter from Shirley Temple.
Do you have it?
Yeah,
Is this
right
it?
there. Yeah.
Dear Dolores, thank you so much for sending me your pretty picture. I am always glad to receive friends' pictures to know what they look like. Love, Shirley Temple.
Now, I told you, when I was young, I guess 6, they were a scout, they called them, came to the Horn and Hardart Children's Hour and asked my parents if they would take me to Hollywood to have an audition because Shirley Temple was getting old and the cuteness was gone. And my mother wouldn't go. This is on the Steel Pier.
That's on the Steel Pier?
Uh-huh.
How old
That's
were
when
you
I got
there?
older. I guess probably 13.
This is just you at 13?
That's
You're
all.
so small.
Huh?
You're
Yeah.
so tiny. Oh my God.
My mother and I and my dad always went to Atlantic City. And when I was 7 years old, I went to the Daddy Dave's Juvenile Star Review on Steel Pier and had an audition. And I was on there for about 12, 13 years. Yes, I love this picture. That's me. Right
there
up
you are.
There I am. Yes, and the big bow. They were called the Tip Tappers. And this boy was an Irish setter. Oh my God, I can't believe I remember. This is Veronica Bogan, Jackie Soloff, and Ruth Wittig. I remember them all.
When did you meet Grandpa?
I met Papu, that we call in Greek grandfather, Papu. I met him, I was working in a club date in Baltimore.
That's so cool. Was Papa a comedian at that time?
Yes, he was in show business also. Yes.
What was his stage name?
Was Johnny Sneakers Dale.
Why the sneakers?
Because that's what he wore when he was performing.
What a picture.
Johnny Sneakers, see, he wore the sneakers. I met him on a Christmas Eve and we were married in 6 weeks. It was love at first sight.
Oh my goodness.
My parents were married for 54 years, and the going joke is that my mother never had a friend because she was so dedicated to my dad. It was really heartwarming and endearing to think about.
So you guys performed together all the time after you guys got married?
And either Papu worked or I worked. We never separated. When you're in show business, you know, you can't arrange all the time for the couple to be on the same show. But that's what we did. We never separated.
I remember sitting in front of the TV watching her sing, and at the end of her song, she turned and kissed a young teenage boy on the cheek, and I went hysterical because I thought she was leaving my father.
In fact, 4 years and 2 babies later. That's so cool.
We didn't fool around.
No.
We started a family right away.
That's so good.
These are my children, my 6 children. 3 girls, 3 boys. This is my Sophia, Cynthia, Johnny, Stephen, George, and Dolores.
Oh, look, that's Aunt Dee.
Yeah,
At the.
that's the with the showgirls.
That's so cool.
That is cool. This here was in the Philadelphia paper, Lifetime Booking, and that's Aunt Dee.
Obviously, when I was a baby and traveled with them, I don't really remember any of that. What I do remember is when I was 5 years old, and we had just moved from New Jersey to Arlington, and my mother sang on a show called The Milk Grant Show. There was actually a fan club in our neighborhood of teenagers, and they used to come to our house all the time, and they would listen to her records, and of course I thought that was really, really cool.
She's not even 5 feet tall, and I know she's not 100 pounds, but she would belt it out so unbelievably.
When I was little, remember how I wanted to sing like you?
And look at that. Now you're in the show business, a different part of it, which is wonderful.
She was in Billboard 6 times.
That's amazing.
She was in Billboard 6 times. Her songs were in Billboard 6 times.
In Atlantic City we lived, and there was a show on the radio, and I was listening to it, and it was called Hit or Miss. And they had people like Ella Fitzgerald, Nina Horn, that would say it would be a hit or a miss. So I was lying on the floor waiting for my daughter to be born, and all of a sudden my record came on, and they all put their thumb up and said, which they said, this will definitely be a hit. Well, I fell on the floor backwards and screamed with delight, and it was successful.
I'm sure she told you, but some of the songs that she sang, my father wrote.
She has this one that we used to listen to, and she'd be on the phone. Hello, Johnny, is that you?
Hello, darling. I've been waiting for your call. You've decided to do what?
You know the telephone song?
Yeah.
Did you write that one?
No, I don't think so.
What sticks out of my head from our childhood, we would listen to my mom's records, and we would all start crying.
Her voice and her not being right in front of me made me cry because I was a mommy's girl.
Uh-oh. Big start. Oh yeah, this was a tearjerker, especially if they were out. Over there. Tell me about it. Oh my God. I know, tell me about it.
Yeah, she was an amazing singer and probably still can if she tried.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. I don't think she wants to anymore.
No, I don't think so. Because you know why? Because she's a perfectionist. And once you lose that edge with your voice, it's never good enough for yourself. And that's why I think she doesn't.
When my first daughter, Dolores, was born, I stayed singing and professionally maybe for like 2 or 3 years. And then after that, I got pregnant with Cynthia, and I thought, I want to be a mother. I don't want this life anymore, and that's what happened.
My dad, in his infinite wisdom, moved us out to Berryville, Virginia, as a senior in high school, if you can imagine that.
And he was an entrepreneur in businesses. He loved to start a business and build it up and then sell it for a profit, which was a very good idea because He was he wasn't could never be in one place at one time, John.
Why the plane?
Oh, because that was another part of my life is when he went for flying lessons.
I thought Papa was afraid of heights.
Oh, he was afraid of heights. When we were first married, he didn't like going on an elevator.
When did he run for
Oh,
office?
he was a House of Delegates, yeah. We had all the children. See, the whole family, there they are. We had big restaurants, the Barnacle Goose.
It is the Barnacle Goose.
Mm-hmm. It was a dry cleaner plant. And Papu saw it and he thought, boy, what a beautiful restaurant this would make.
I mean, the farm was the best childhood on the planet. I mean, I used to swing off of ropes into hay bales and slide off the roof of barns. You saw the silo. I took you there.
I loved it because I felt part of John.
My dad told me something that I never forgotten. And he said, marriage is about friendship and respect. And my parents never lost friendship and respect for each other.
It was a beautiful life. It was wonderful. I never regretted moving to the country.
I'll never reach the level my mother was as a mother because there is no mother like my mother. I will say that.
Oh, wow. Well, she's a really tough act to follow.
She was driven. There was no stopping her. It wasn't the grandparents who made her do things. She did it. She was an acrobat. She was a professional singer. She was a childhood star. And that was her drive.
My mom is so humble that today I don't think any of us realize the extent of my mom's talent. And I will say that.
The last time that I actually heard my mother sing was 4 years ago at my 60th birthday. It was very, very thrilling, and I wish somebody had have filmed it because I will never, ever forget it.
Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mama, she's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Some of these mornings you're gonna rise up singing.